do 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 do. Hello, what is up, everyone? Do 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 do. Sorry, as you can probably tell, I quite like this song. Hello, what is up, my guys, gals, and non-binary pals? I hope you're doing well. I hope people's are doing good, having good days. Hello. Thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate it. First things first, I would like to start off the stream. As the stream title says, please everyone check the trigger warnings. Trigger warnings will give spoilers for the game, but also very fucking important. Essentially, this game, the bit we're going to play today probably won't reach it, but also I do want to pre-warn people because I don't want people getting engaged in a story that then they actually feel that they can't continue on with. Essentially, the latter half, maybe 2/3 of the game, does delve into mentions of severe mental health issues, depression, anxiety, and it does continue to get a lot darker from there. Obviously, as the game is going on, I do know sort of the vague story beats of the game, so I will give warnings as we're going throughout the story, but I do also want to give warnings now, because your mental health is more important to me than chatting and watching the game thing. Please, everyone, make sure to look after yourself. Please take time if you need. Yes, if you suddenly disappear, yes, that is more than fine. Please, 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 look after yourself first and foremost. If ever it is too much, just, you don't even need to worry about being like, oh, I need to, just go. Please just go. I love you, I care about you. Your mental health will always be the most important thing to me. Always. It's one of the reasons why in this stream I haven't used the tag mental health, because I'm like, no. We're not gonna be like people, hey, this is a safe space for this, and then bring up a game that could be extremely triggering. Quite frankly, I'm not even sure we're even going to get into any story elements like that today. As we go through, I will try to give like warnings if we do get that far in, but I also put it on Friday because I tend to do more spooky, scary things on a Friday, and this would definitely fall under that, I think. As much as the thing will try and convince you it isn't, boom, look at that. Look at those cute little anime girls just doing things. Ooh, I did not do my display capture properly. It is slightly off. Fucking hell. There we go. There we go. I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing. I honestly checked that quite thoroughly beforehand and didn't notice it was off. I'm doing good. I'm doing great. Also, I know in the last stream I mentioned, oh, this earphone keeps falling out of this ear. Yeah, the ear's now infected. So there's not going to be, it's just going to be why am I even hanging it over my, we've got one ear in today, but it also means if someone sneaks up in my house and tries to kill me, I can be aware of it. Big brain time, you know what I mean? I love whenever I move my head slightly too quick and the camera's like, whoa, focus! We're going to be playing a new game with this. Please enter my name. Ear infections are no fun. It's the same ear I've had one in previously, to piss off. To such an extent that the doctors think there might actually be like a little spot or cyst in there that is repeatedly getting infected. So when this infection is dealt with, they're gonna look at my ear and send me to an ear, nose and throat doctor, which I appreciate greatly. What is my name? Is my name Aaliyah? I believe in this game I am playing a man. One time oh god, that doesn't sound fun. That sounds like a fucking hell of amount of pain for you. I'm incredibly sorry that you had to go through that. Also, when I say to a man, I mean someone who identifies as a male. That's who I believe I'm playing in this game. What should my name be? My name could just be Aaliyah. I don't think my name should... Especially when I'm like streaming it and not playing it on my own, I'm like, well, my name can't be Aaliyah. That's just boring. Sorry, I'll stop dancing and actually focus on what I'm meant to be doing. Enter a name. This could be Baba again. It could be... No, because that's Daddy. Why am I so bad at this? Why? My name's Jeff. I didn't know what else to do. Hey! I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbour and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. I wouldn't know, most people just ignore me after long enough. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. If she's gonna chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. Jesus Christ, Jeff! Fucking twat! Come the fuck on. Saying you want to run away from your mate. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Oh god, I have to voice all of them. I overslept again. What's that? But I caught you this time. She's just out of breath because of the running thing, but now that is apparently her voice. Who knows, knowing me, she'll change voice partway through, but for now, that's her voice. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you were thinking of ignoring me. That's mean, Jeff. I forgot to capitalise the J. I'm cool. I'm Jeff with a lowercase j. You know? Can't relate. Longest friendship I've had has been since middle school. We've taken 2 separate year breaks. Yep. Ari, one of the mods in chat, is probably my longest standing friend. But you know, like, we barely spoke for quite a few years when we were in like younger years of school, and then like during the first couple years of uni. Mental illness, isn't it? Yeah, baby. You want consistency? Ah, shit, I can't do that. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean, even if you wanted to. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. I'm so sorry for all the voices. Jeff's a bit of a twat. Jeff is a bit of a twat. Honestly, I'm glad I didn't go with my own name for Jeff, because honestly, fuck Jeff. Dumb twat. Cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. I always think of a commute as something going to work, but cool, I guess. By the way, Jeff, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm really not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did, in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Jeff, you utter prick. Fuck Jeff, honestly. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. It's me! Oh, fuck, am I a twat? Because I'm like Jeff, apparently. Uh-huh? I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialise or have any skills before college. Honestly, yeah, the number of people I went to uni with who genuinely didn't know how to cook toast and shit was a lot. I had to stop a guy full on giving himself salmonella and worms by eating raw pork. I'm trying to remember what his name was, and honestly I can't fucking remember. Wow. He drew a swastika in one of my doors once. Mood and low, how you doing? Not in my door. He drew a swastika, he carved it into someone else's door, but as the one black person in the entire block, it was fucking weird. Hello, I hope you're doing well, my dear. So today we're playing Doki Doki Literature Club. I have added a command for trigger warnings. I would highly recommend that people check that out. Essentially, the game at later stages, not where we're at now, delves into things such as depression, anxiety. It goes into things such as hurting oneself to extreme degrees. We probably won't even reach those sort of elements in this stream, but I also completely understand if that is still too much for people and they want to back the fuck out now. Genuinely, go for it. Especially because, you know, I don't want people to get invested in a story that they're like, oh look, this is great fun, and then later on go, oh well, now I can't actually engage because I've now realised it goes into these elements. I'm very sorry, it's why we're playing it on the spooky day. I think, obviously as well, your mental health is always the most important thing. Your mental health must always come first. Please, please, please. Yeah, I'm basically saying get out before you get invested. Yes. I think, like, myself as well, I have mental health conditions, you know? You might be moving in with your boyfriend? I mean, your parents sound like twats, so that sounds good. I hope so. Yes. All the best to you both. Wow. Glorious development, right? What was I saying? As someone who does have mental health issues, when I first saw the game, and I watched it when I was in a healthy mindset and healthy place too, I did find the elements were used in a very interesting way. It wasn't... You know how when we were playing like Little Nightmares, for example, we were just wandering through a random room and then suddenly there was someone in there who had done something to themselves that didn't play into it at all. It didn't add anything, it didn't develop the story in any way. I do find that in this game they do use it in ways to actually develop it and to actually like bring more to the story. I do think it is a very interesting and engaging story in the long haul, but your mental health is always the most important thing. Always. So please, yeah, it was just for shock value in Little Nightmare. Yeah, exactly. I'm perfectly mentally stable. Yeah. Yeah. Which is why there's also a timer on Nightbot, so it's sending out the trigger warning every 5 minutes or so. Anytime I see a new person in chat or the viewer count go up, I am going to mention it as well. As I said before, we might not even reach those elements in this stream, because I'm probably going to be streaming for about 2, maybe 3 hours. And I do know the story to a well enough degree that I am going to give like warnings when we get near elements and stuff, where I can remember them. But yes, I wanted to give various warnings all the time. Please look after yourself, people. You're very important to me. All of you. And as ever, if anything happens or anything is even slightly mentioned that gets too much for you, leave. Please feel free to leave. Please look after yourself. Please do what you can to take care of yourself, whether that be self-care, talking to friends or family or a medical professional if even needed. Also, don't feel like you have to put in chat, oh, sorry, just leave. Just leave. It's fine. You mean more to me than this game. Always. You never have to worry about if that's the case. You will always mean more to me than whatever game I'm playing, and your well-being will always mean more to me than whatever the fuck game I'm playing. Wow. And with that, we're going to say, as Sayori says herself, your happiness is really important to me, you know? What voice did I give him? Oh, fucking hell. And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. What's a NEET? While we're on the topic of games that fucked me up, Omori was an experience and my brain is still... I saw lots of people playing Omori when it came out and stuff. Yeah, probably about 5 or 6 months ago. And I hopped into one person's stream and they started it off by like, oh, it's really heavy on this stuff and this stuff and this stuff. And I was like, I am not in a good mental space right now, so I'm going to back out. And I just haven't seen it or played it since. A bit like when Bo Burnham's Inside documentary came out, or not documentary, thing. And everyone was like, it's very, you know, you're stuck inside for a year. It's very, like, depressing in many ways, even though he then spins it to a comedy. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm fine. At the time, I was very depressed. And also, as someone whose mum is clinically extremely vulnerable, which is the UK term for it, we're still shielding. It's been 2 years. And I just don't really go outside anymore still, so... Also, I don't know what a neat is, but I'm assuming it's like socially awkward. So me. You trust me, right? I literally said a couple minutes ago, Sayori, that I was considering running away from you, but don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright, I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. You're studying with the thing IRL and you want to talk to your therapist about it, but she uses mainly CBT, and CBT isn't going to work for something that you have actual proof for. I'm very sorry. I think even if you don't think that the techniques that she's going to offer might help, sometimes just being able to express it to someone else can be very helpful. Plus, she may actually be able to then suggest things or different like charities or different resources that you could access that could actually help and support you, even if it's just like something you can read, like a book that might be able to help. The Mori will absolutely fuck you up if you aren't ready for it. It explores depression and repressed feelings and memories in very interesting ways. You can expect that to get As someone who yesterday had a psychiatric appointment where I broke down crying and remembered things that I had forgotten had happened. I'm not ready for that. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind, at least a little bit. Even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. That's not fair. Mental health is important, and just because fuck you. Everyone's feelings are valid. Unless it's like transphobia and shit. You got 5s from Amora, so I looked up for Yeah. I'm like, do you know what? For now, maybe a couple years when I've done my therapy sessions and stuff. But for now, a game that is like, this game is very lighthearted and jovial, and it plays with the themes in quite unsuspecting and interesting ways. Whereas games that are just very heavy, I'm like, oof. I need a little bit of cute background music, you know? Transphobia's, yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I mean, if someone's like, oh, I'm feeling upset by it, fuck you. You know, fuck them. I'm not letting them try and claim that no. In the bin. The school day is ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. God, I wish my day went by that fast, especially at school or work. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Oh my god, I am Jeff. Shit. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hey! Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spaced out. I look around and realise I'm the only one left in the classroom. Everyone just left without saying a fucking word. Mori's 100% cute until it isn't. That's like the whole of fair play. This game, even when it does add in the heavier elements, it still does weirdly keep things light. Because this is a dating sim, essentially. And it still keeps going as a dating sim, even when you're learning these new things. So I find it very interesting. Also, I swear to fucking God, in Nightbot, I put in a heart. I put in a less than sign and a 3. And it's come up with a monkey with heart eyes, is that? What the fuck is that? That's not a heart. I just wanted a heart. Anyway, I do still stand by the fact that you always come first. Heart eyes monkey. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late for your own club. Well, I just thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know. You know what? Well, you could come to my club. That is comedy because the heart... Because that and the heart emote are the exact same input. Exactly! Exactly! It's the same thing, which is why I use that in my commands, and then it comes out as that. So then otherwise I have to put in like colon, purple underscore heart colon, and that... Like, it's the same input to get the heart. So I don't know why, when I'm trying to get it to do the heart, which is Twitch's default, it's for some reason choosing the monkey. Is it because I'm black? Sorry, I saw a joke and I couldn't resist. Anyway, Sayori's invited us to her club. Sayori. Yeah? Oh, that is amazing. Oh! I envy the fact that I don't think I have that emote. It says it's a limited time emote. Do I not have... Or is it because it's Valentine? Ooh, is it because it's Valentine's? Ooh. Or as I call it, Reduced Chocolate Eve. Also, I have Valentine's off work, so my plan is on the 14th, we're just going to play a shit ton of Dream Daddy. Who knows, I may even like order lunch with you guys or something. I usually don't eat on stream because I feel like I need to fill the silence with my voice, but who knows. Oh, it was a Valentine's emote from last year and you got it from someone donating bits while you were in that stream. Very nice. There is no way I'm going to your club. Jeff, you're about to eat your fucking words. Meanie. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Honestly, yeah, the literature club makes it sound really boring. Not that I was ever aware she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Also looks good on your uni applications. Since she was the first one to show interest, after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title Vice President. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the anime club. Come on, please! Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I'm bringing you member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I pulled my earphones out of my ear. Yes, I did. I did name. We got to the start of the stream and it was like, what's your name? And I was sitting there and I was like, I don't want to call myself Aaliyah. And Baba is exclusively to, you know, our other thing. And I sort of sat here in silence for a bit and then I went, my name's Jeff! And just added it in. Yeah, that's why I'm called Jeff. I needed a name. Anyway, you should make promises you can't keep, Sayori. Can't tell if she is really that much of an airhead or she's so cunning to have planned all this out. Cunning. I let out a long sigh. That's about as much as I can manage. You should have named yourself. Let me get this right. It's very big. Oh my god, I hovered over something. I love you're running through the quotes. You're like, I know approximately where it is. I can work it out. I should have named myself, you know, I forgot what it's really fun. No, it's fine. We're just gonna go through them. You know, sometimes I wonder how the fuck I got saying some things. And then I just go, no, it's great. Fucking fabulous. Oh, it was before that then, probably? Fair enough. While you find the quote, I'm just gonna... Money smut! I should have called myself Money Smut. That would have been amazing. You know that feeling that you get when you're little and something goes wrong and you want someone, like I want my mummy type vibe? I can start to feel that way with someone I've only known for like 3 months. It's kind of concerning because I feel like that level of attachment early on isn't healthy, but like you can't help it. And I have that same thing, and someone who's sort of somehow very quickly to me becomes like a really crucial person who's very like supportive. Don't be sorry, Skylar. Don't you be sorry. Sorry isn't allowed in this chat unless you do something that's actually being a bit of a twat, which you haven't done. You typed a message. I completely get that, and it is like a confusing thing. So you're like, oh, I barely know this person, but at the same time, sometimes someone can be so quickly supportive and kind towards you that you're like, oh, I just feel comfortable with this person. You know, it's feelings be weird. I'm literally looking. Oh my god, there's the name. I'm looking for a Oh, I should have named myself that. Fuck. Oh, that would be. The issue would have been when it came time for a character to say my name, and I don't know. I would have gone like, my dyslexia. Oh, no. Fine. I will stop by for a cupcake. Okay? Honestly, I would also do anything for food. Yes, let's go! And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. Honestly, people have sold it for worse stuff, you know? It's just them expressing discomfort instead of saying your name. It's just them being like, oh. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activity. I don't know what year you are, or what year a third year is. Who knows? Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here! I told you, don't call me a new member. Eh? I glance around the room. Oh god, I have to give all of these people voices. This girl is going to be completely deadpan. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure to meet you. Yeah, this character. The quote function is the best thing we've ever done. Sayori always says nice things about you. I would give them like a really high-pitched voice. Oh, just because they're smaller. Haikyuu forgot every character except Monica. Just Monica. Just Monica. Just Monica. I'm bad at voices. Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. They've been offering you a lot of support and kindness, and they really have a comforting presence. A while ago they joked about adopting me because my parents aren't the greatest thing, and the first thing my brain came up with was, please do, I want to escape. But that's the thing, when you do find someone who is really supportive and kind and caring, I'm blocking Monica. Oh no, can't do that. I'll do this. I'll crouch in the corner. It's fine. There we go. You can see Monica kind of now. I now am leaning over. I am going to have to do this for the rest of the stream so that I'm in frame. Okay, we'll take it back a little bit. I didn't think this through properly. This is fine. This is fine. But yeah, when someone is really supportive and really kind, you do feel more able to talk to them freely, and like you can be more yourself around them. So that makes sense realistically. That's what it would be so funny for everyone who knows the story if you just casually moved your camera off Monica without saying a word. I know the story, but I'm shh, can't say, ooh, no, keep it, don't want to spoil it for other people, you know? Monica's voice. I'm really tempted to do the Game Grumps thing where they just gave her a robotic voice of, Jeff, what a day, nice supper. No, I'm not going to do that. She'll be the high-pitched one, I guess. Jeff, what a nice surprise. I am a whore for cheese. That is a true quote to this day. No one's taking that away from me. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki. There are no lies in the quotes, only statements and exclamations. There literally are. It's true. An exclamation. This is the worst plan. Have you ever seen Scooby-Doo? Scooby-Doo. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognise. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. So we're not going to try and date her then, because I don't know how young that means. But it means younger than us. No. She's also the one who made the cupcakes, according to Sayori. There's too much caffeine in this cock. I currently have some decaffeinated cock here. Gotta make sure to watch out for the caffeine when you... Ooh! I need to take my antibiotics. One moment. Sorry. I mentioned the other day that like I had a spot in my ear. Yeah, it's now infected. It's fine. I looked after it. I checked it. As soon as it started playing up, went and got antibiotics from the doctor. They think there is actually an issue with this ear though, because it's like my 4th ear infection in like 5 years. That's a very big tablet. I'm used to my teeny tiny little mental health ones. Is that something about the antibiotics, aka the notorious HRT? Oh. It got stuck in my throat. Anyway, Sayori's made us cupcakes. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back towards the other girls. Oh. Antibiotics. I misread. I love that. I misread it and I was like, oh, I just... Shh. Mood, you're too funny for me. I'm too slow to keep up with all these jokes you're cracking out. You're throwing at me. You're giving me all this material for free and I am missing it. Also, why does it look like far right has just fallen asleep? Am I really that boring? You get that surprisingly often. Good! You should be told it all the time, daily. You're fucking fabulous. Mwah, mwah. I said what I said. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monika. Is that right? That's right. What voice did I give her? It's great to see you again, Jeff. Monika smiles sweetly. I love that pose. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monika was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. Love you, Monika. Wow. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... Listen, I need to suddenly hide what's going on in my trousers. Your buddy Daquan just consistently, I'm too stupid to keep up. And I'm like, bro, there wasn't any setup whatsoever. You're good for not getting the joke. I am Daquan. Also, I hope I pronounced their name correctly. I probably didn't. I'm very sorry. They sound fabby. I'm just slow and listen, I try. You too, Monika. I pronounced. Yes. I'm a genius. I'm just the smartest person on the planet. I was just saying I can't keep up with it. Nope, smartest person. Come sit down. We made room for you at the table, so you can sit next to me or Monika. I'll get the cupcakes. Oh no, sorry. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Genius right there. Thanks. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. I mean, I can't see it, but I'm sure it looks great. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so there is one space next to Monika and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room, where Natsuki grabs a wrap tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Go with Monika! I hope everyone has a last good few days. Of 2021. Yeah. Knowing the story of this game, it's like... Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Aye, aye, Captain! I can hear... Sorry. Ta-da! Whoa! Also, now that Monika's moved from there, I'm gonna cover a bit of their faces. I'm very sorry, but otherwise I keep having to crouch down. And listen, we have a posture check on the channel for a reason. My posture is shit. I can't be dealing with any more reason. I can't be dealing with any more strain that I'm putting on myself, you know? Oh, it's in a pineapple. One of the most iconic theme songs to have ever existed. You cannot change my mind. Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes, decorated to look like little cats! The skill. The talent. Also a dozen? Mate, that's like 3 cupcakes each. I'm fucking excited to be here, baby. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make the ears. Oh, that's so cute. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monika. I follow. It's delicious. Sayori talks with her mouth full and already has managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake in my hand. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavour. I wonder if she's made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Monika's just vibing and everyone else is already... Monika's just sitting there holding a cupcake like, yes, I will consume. And everyone else is just like, ah, bah, bah, bah. Well, Sayori is like, ah, bah, 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 bah. You know? And I'm just there and I'm like, how does one eat? Why are you thanking me? It's not like I... Haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything. Eh? I thought you technically did. Sayori said... Well, maybe. But not for you, no dummy. She already knows her competition. She isn't getting poisoned today. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry. The teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess? Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I mean, Oh, sorry, I'm doing the wrong voice for her, aren't I? I mean that... You know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. Imagine how legendary it would be if you played speed dating ghosts after Valentine's Day. Let's add a game to the Steam wish list. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiled to herself in relief. Her voice didn't give it away. Monika raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monika that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay. Don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Horrible liar, I know. Monika, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the other major clubs. Weren't you the leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around other major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monika's a really great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. Like me. Monika knows you were lying. She's been into politics. I know. She's like, listen, I was in debate. I did politics. I can read you like a book. I could read you like an open page. Fool. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. You're in the literature club because you're an open book. Amazing. You're all the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Jeff, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. Oh no, that was me saying that. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I was about to be like, literature? I can't keep this enthusiasm about anything. But that's just the truth. Yeah. Also, like, listen, reading is hard. My attention span is low. My brain is just constantly doing things, you know? Which is why I need to be watching something while also playing something and usually scrolling on something at the same time. I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her fingers. My favourites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. There's only one thing I can stay focused on reading, and that's copious amounts of money smut. Honestly, yeah. Give me money money smut, for which I will be a money slut. Or just any of Charlie's beautiful works of art. Other than that, Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds comfort in the world of books. Not people. That's prostitution. Not if I'm just reading it. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something that I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a fucking rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful, changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. If you're a slut for a cash, A, prostitution, or B, being an entrepreneur. OnlyFans. Bring them together. Well, no, OnlyFans isn't prostitute. You know what I mean? You can't recite my feelings after playing a more bad Okay, so Natsuki hates horror. But Natsuki liked manga. Her eyes perked up when we said manga, didn't she? Oh. Why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki?
What? What gives you that idea?
You left a piece of scrap paper behind. Last club meeting? It looked like you were working on a poem called...
Don't say it out loud! I am the Batman. And give that back.
Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are. Sayori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders.
I'm not cute!
Imagine you get past one of the worst parts of this game and someone teams with no! Oh my fucking god. My voice would be rubbed raw from just doing all of these voices. Natsuki, you write your own poems?
Well, I guess sometimes.
Pear keeps trying to eat the kitchen mat. Listen, Bez just trying out new things. He's seeing what's tasty, what's not. She'll manifest it. Yeah. Listen, you'll give up on egg or water and just go for reload.
Why do you care?
I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime?
No!
Natsuki averts her eyes.
You wouldn't like them.
Ah, not a very confident writer yet? I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your reader, exposing your vulnerabilities, and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. You know someone who broke their welcome mat in half over their front porch railing? Also, that's not really a thing in the UK to have like a welcome mat outside your house. Why am I welcome? Like, you might have a mat by the door to rub your feet on, but I'm not gonna put welcome on the mat. Because I don't want people thinking I want them to come in my house. My dog trainer friend said that he will soon enter the Velociraptor stage where he bites everything. Yeah, when they're getting like their teeth in and stuff, they just bite it. Everything. Bite marks everywhere. It was frozen solid and he slammed it on the roof. And so it just cracked. Aren't Velociraptors supposed to be smart enough to not bite literally? Good point. Velociraptor's incredibly smart. Worked in teams. Clever girl. You know? Instructions. Clear. Put well. Go from. Yeah. Sure. Honestly, good luck with trying to gather it. Best of luck to you there. He has 2 brain cells and one of them is permanently focused on chasing his own tail. Honestly, sounds like he's living his best life. Chilling, relaxing, doing all that damn fun stuff. I guess it's the same for Yuri. Oh, I want to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it! Don't worry, I know I don't think too much about it. I hope he has a nice fun time doing whatever he needs to do. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right? Yeah. Monica smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we're back at the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. They all look so sad. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All 4 girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But... I'm sorry. I thought... Yeah. Jeff fucked up. I know, right? There's shreds of carrots absolutely everywhere from Bear munching on more. Give them carrots so they're not munching on table legs, they're munching on carrot. It's thought. Natsuki looks angry. Natsuki's like, I made cupcakes for you. Jeff's becoming 6 separate pieces and getting scattered across the town. Honestly, yeah, I don't doubt that these girls could do that. You all... I'm defenseless against these girls. Look at them. Looking so... This is the thing. I am now a fully grown adult, and these girls are probably between the ages of like 16 and 18. I feel like it's weird if I'm like, look at them looking all cute, but then I'm trying to play as like a 17-ish-year-old boy. I don't know. Alice! Hello! How are you, my darling? I hope that you are doing well. There is a trigger warnings command for this stream. We probably won't get into any of the elements that are in the trigger warnings in this stream because this game is fairly long from memory. But I think it's important to note in later areas of the game that I will also give warnings beforehand once we get to, but in later areas of the game it does. Thank you so much, Mood, as ever. Mwah, beautiful. Saving me from having to remember words. Right now, we are very much in the early stages of the game. I'm not even sure we'll even reach the stages where that stuff comes into play, but also because I don't want people to get invested in a game that then they feel like they can't carry on with. I want to make it clear whenever someone drops in that, hey, just a warning, you know, and also please feel free to leave if it's too much. You look after you. You're very important. Anyway, these are our lovely 4 girls. We have Sayori, Yuri, Monica, and Natsuki, and I have given them all terrible voices. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay. I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. They then also raise 2 inches from where they were standing. Who, Monica and who? Honestly, yeah, Monica is my main gal, my main boo, my main bae. She's the one I'm rooting for here. You're going to be cooking while watching, so we'll talk more in a bit. Enjoy your food. I hope it's yummy and tasty. Have a fabby time, you know? Yes! I'm so happy! Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey! You really did scare me for a moment.
If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed.
Well then, that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Jeff, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. The pact with Demon... I accidentally hovered over the news app on my computer. The pact with demon gods allows them to grow a few inches and stop aging for 3 years. That's why they all suddenly rose. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside of me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey Jeff, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? Oh yeah, that's right. Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! Welcome to the club, Jeff. We all been had anxiety. We been knew. We done been knew that was a part of the club, you know? With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. That one. Someone else. Someone else. The one I give a shit about. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'd have a chance to grow closer to one of these girls. You have been confirmed to be the youngest. No. 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 I'm if memory serves, I'm pretty sure she's 15. No. I don't care if this is a sim game where I'm meant to be at school. No. Alright. Just need to make the most of my circumstances. And I'm sure good fortune will find me. Yep. Joke's on everyone else. I'm emotionally attached to the backgrounds more than I am to any of these characters. Honestly, some of the backgrounds in this game, beautiful. Oh, the art. Look at all these little bushes. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Guys, we get to write a poem. It's time to write a poem. Pick words you think your favourite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Monica is not an option here. Why can I not write my poem for Monica? Shit game, 1 out of 10. But no, outside of Monica, probably Yuri is the one I'd want to go for most. I know I gave her the most deadpan voice, but listen, I want a goth girlfriend. What can I say? So I'm trying to pick words that match what Yuri said she liked. Yuri said she liked horror. She said she liked dark fantasy things. So we're going to try and pick words like that. Tragedy. Why was that for Sayori? Fuck. Horror? Yeah. Fantasy? Fuck. Doki Doki. I don't even know what that. I don't actually know what Doki Doki means. Effulgent. That sounds fancy. Yeah, it's my girl Yuri. She likes them long words. I especially like the time that we sleep once and wake up to the demon gods forcing us out. Why are you watching me wake up in the mornings? Charms, gifts, pain, fluffy, disaster, jump, awesome. I want her, but she seems to be going for some of these dark words too. Disaster? Yes. Massacre, fickle, incongruent, frightening, I'm gonna go for incongruent. Yeah. Lollipop, feather, bliss, clumsy, romance, sugar, smile, prayer, sweet, hurt. Fucking shit. Sorry, I saw the word climax. We're going for climax. Listen. I'm like, do I make the joke? How crude do I make the joke? I'm gonna leave the joke. We're gonna leave it. Doki Doki is a Japanese word describing the sound of a heartbeat. Thank you very much for advising me on that. Covet? Covet. Yeah. Affirmative. That reminds me of in Aliens, the sequel to Alien, when Newt is like, affirmative. Yeah. I tried googling the characters' ages and all I got was a bunch of people arguing in the most childish ways possible. Isn't that always the way? Extreme wonderful calm determination. Sorry, we had climax. How could I not? I'm gonna go with vitality as well in that case. There's a word on screen that I'm going to quickly go past because it was not a nice word. Sorry, I saw the word climax. We're going with climax. I'm always going to pick climax when we can. Listen, every girl wants a good broken. See, why are some of these for Sayori? Unrequited. No! Unrestrained? Yes. Agonizing. Kawaii. Inferno. Gat! Hello! How are you, my dear? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good day. So we are playing Doki Doki Literature Club. The game and the bits that we are at right now are very light-hearted, but the game does get quite dark later on. When we do reach the area of the game where that does start, I will give warnings, but I do want to give trigger warnings now, just in case, so that people don't get, engaged in a game that then they suddenly feel is too much. Misery was all all I can think of then is just, there we go, the trigger warnings. Thank you, Mood, so much. As ever, an absolute fucking angel. Yeah, it does get quite dark later in the game. If it is too much, please step away. You are more important than this game. Your well-being and your mental health is always more important. Please just look after yourself. I am going to select cheeks now, though, because it was requested by Mood. Of course it's Natsuki. The child! We are not trying to date the child. I almost said an F word there. We're not going to F any of them. She's the youngest of the entire group, which means I'm not going to go for her just in case. I ain't taking that risk. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. Hopeless treasure, infinite. Essentially, she seems to go for also long words. Waterfall, heaven sent, shame, cheer, tenacious. Ooh, tenacious. Oh, sorry, I picked tenacious. Hi again, Jeff. I'm glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. Last one to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Jeff. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it.
Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too.
We should have ran once Natsuki nearly began actually steaming when we didn't want to I know, right? Natsuki was just like... We should have run then. Also, wow, I never knew I could pull that face, and I've just seen myself pull that face, and I'm like... Fucking hell. Can I run away from me?
I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take it seriously, then you won't see the end of it.
Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps a manga collection in the classroom. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga.
Manga is literature!
Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops into her seat.
Don't worry, guys! Jeff always gives his best, as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work, without me even asking. Like cooking and cleaning my room.
How dependable. Dependable? Dependable. Natsuki became John Carter's The Thing. And you did more than a perfect impression. Thank you. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy, it's fucking distracting, love. Wow, I am horrible and slating my mate in front of all these people. And you also set your house, almost set your house on fire once.
Is that so?
You two are really good friends, aren't you? That's the tea. Spilling tea. Listen, sis, I've got all the tea. I might be a little jealous. Sorry, I couldn't do it deadpan there.
How come you and Jeff can become good friends too?
Sayori. Okay, apparently the creator later confirmed all the characters to be 18. There's a lot of inconsistency in the game that led people to believe they had different ages in mind when the game was made. There's led people to believe they had different ages in mind. They only say 18 afterwards to avoid being cancelled after. Yeah, because they said that Natsuki is in her first year. I think this is a bit like the American high school thing, where it's like 15 to 18 are in like a same thing. I still think, I checked with my mum who studied German and she said it's pronounced dich, not dich. Not dich. Like, listen, either I'm saying I love you or that I love dick. I'd rather say the former, but I mean, I'm pan, so I can't completely refuse the latter. Yeah, Natsuki is in her first year, so I believe she's 15, but I'm pretty sure ourselves and Sayori at the very least are 17, Monica at the very least is 17, and Yuri is definitely 18, because I know lots of people worked out based on what year groups they're in school. Either or, the cock has too much caffeine either way. I agree, this is so much caffeine. Listen, everyone but Natsuki, I am 100% certain, is of legal adult age. Not touching her with a 10-foot fucking pole, mate. Not risking it. You know what I mean? Those big old bullshit. As usual, Sarah seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into.
Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know?
Wait, Sayori.
Eh? Me?
Not really.
Don't be shy.
Why have I made Sayori sound like she's just fucking drunk? She's just like slightly drunk, slurring her words a little bit. Honestly, I'm fucking here for it. It's really nothing. What is it? Wait, Sayori, use a hoe. Anyway. Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal, when it's really not. What do I do?
Eh? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking.
I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. Yuri misplaced her eyes. They disappeared. Damn, it's like whenever anyone tried to have an emo fringe to do that, she can just do it naturally. She doesn't even need the fringe. She just gets rid of them. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal of it if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it, if you wanted. She closed her eyes so hard the skin notches. She's got a skin graft on there as well. She's like the thing from Pan's Labyrinth. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. The perfect read. Thank you, Yuri. Amazing. She gave us money, Smart. How did you get a copy of this? I thought it was still being published. I know the creator. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monty to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. Yeah, I am. But at the same time, I would feel bad from distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. This is the first time the music's changed. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. Charlie gave a copy to the audience motherfuckers other than us to review. He didn't give it to us because we're partial to him. Yeah. Listen, anything Charlie gives, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, it's amazing. Yuri. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in the book. Sorry! I was just spacing out, you know. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh. It's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book that you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Ah. Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... That's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. Ah! I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's very engaging and relatable story. Charlie's work is like the barber letting you look in the mirror. He could send a picture of him for you. Oh, funny one. And I'd be like, yeah, great as always, thanks. But you see, the thing is, whenever Charlie shows me anything, I'm always very excited by it, and I don't think I'd be excited to see that. But also, yes, that is the perfect example where it's like, no matter what the barber shows you, you're just gonna be like, yeah, sure. I don't want to deal with this anymore. Human interaction? No. Ooh, is that so? What's it about, anyway? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled The Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright. Charlie, what are you doing? Your mum. Your mum! I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about a girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison, and while her life's in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of... It's kind of dark, isn't it? You made it sound like it was going to be a nice story. That dark turn came from nowhere. Ah ha ha ha. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Jeff? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy these kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Perfect description of that story. Yeah, I totally forgot Yuri is into these things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. Quote 8 is just the plot synopsis. Still a shitty child. I'm going to take a bite of... This is a chocolate shortbread biscuit. Oh. I'm going to have to deal with some silence and some background music for a minute while I chew. There we go. I'm back, baby. I theoretically could have carried on speaking, but it's not polite to talk with your mouth full, you know? It's just that these kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange, new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. I'm fine with the classical. Can we just not progress the story at all and listen to the music instead? Honestly, the tunes in this game are a bop, so I would 100% be down for just, jamming. Especially the opening theme song and then the end song. Yuri, this is already how I see life, and more specifically politics. And suddenly, just when you thought you were related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Honestly, that sounds a lot like politics. Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologise. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess that's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. Same bitch. So, sorry if I end up saying something strange. Yuri would make chaotic, neutral D&D characters. Yuri would. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. They haven't scripted you that many lines, don't worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all. Bear is being a menace? Oh no, Bear. Don't be a menace. Be a good boy. Mwah, mwah. As is his right. He's living it up, to be fair. Listen, it's all new and exciting and fun. He's just a fun little puppy, finding new things, seeing what they do. Well, that's true. In fact, I might as well... Oh, no, sorry. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Hope Bear stops being a menace of his own accord. You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something that I'm not very used to. Sitting next to people? Surely in class you have to do that quite a lot, you know? That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. Monica makes true neutral, Sayori makes true good. Natsuki makes chaotic good.
Oh, Yegs! Hello! How are you? I hope you're doing well. I hope you've had a good day.
Listen, we've made it to the end of the week. It's fucking Friday, baby. I hope all's well. Thank you, Mood, for immediately hopping in with the trigger warnings. So we are playing Doki Doki Literature Club, which right now, the section of the story that we are at is very light and jovial, but it does turn later in the game, which is why we're doing it on Scary Game Friday. There are trigger warnings. We also have the trigger warnings on an alert thing, so I'll repeatedly come up to warn people and make them aware. Please do not feel that you have to stay if it is too much. If anything that is mentioned in there is too much to deal with, you don't even have to say goodbye. Hop out. It's fine. I appreciate you, I love you, and your mental health will always be the most important thing to me. Way more important than any game or anything like that. Please look after yourself. It doesn't just turn, it flips. Yeah, a little bit. It's listen, it seems like a cute little dating sim, but there's a spooky underlayer, you know? Also, I've given these characters terrible voices. My name is Jeff. My name is Jeff! Because I couldn't think of a name. So, my name's Jeff! I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri meant about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Your classmate just said, in like 4 weeks you'll have your... Good luck. Yeah, no, time is too fast. That sounds terrifying. I wish you all the best. That's... oh my fucking god, yeah, no. Hope it goes well. Mwah, I believe in you. All the best luck and wishes. Honestly, being an adult is mostly shit, but not having exams is fucking beautiful. I do have to, like, properly pay for myself and stuff, though, so... swings and roundabouts. Yuri is in the corner of my eye, dancing round. I don't know how she got in there. She's tiny all of a sudden. I realise that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. The endless marching of time is terrifying, and the knowledge that everyone's is limited is burning through me. Anyway, how's everyone feeling? Mate, I've got next week off work, planning to do way more streams with you guys. I'm feeling pretty good. Also, for me, my payday's on the 15th of the month, because my employers are weird. I'm very sorely tempted to get the new Pokemon game and play that with you guys on stream. Also, then Elden Ring comes out in, like, 25th, 26th or something. Lots of good games are coming out now. My bank account is not going to be happy with me. It's on that good mindset. I try my best, you know. I do what I can. Sorry. This is Yuri. Yuri is deadpan. That's Yuri's voice. You need to see it. I was just... Yuri, you really apologise a lot, don't you? Oh god, am I Yuri? I'm fucking Yuri. I've now realised. She loves horror, constantly saying sorry. I'm fucking Yuri. Oh my god. I do. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... I literally do that. People will tell me I say sorry too much and I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Shit! Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. I'm fucking Yuri. Yeah, that's the plan so you can romance Monica. Honestly. Yeah. Listen, Yuri is like that goth girlfriend you sort of want, but Monica's the dream girl. Oh my god. Just Monica. Just Monica. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. Scandalous. It feels like my left arm's in the way, so I instead use my right hand to hold open the book. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Look at her. beautiful. The sun's coming through the window, hitting the light. Oh, the lens flares, but it's eyes. Monica turns the main character into a house husband with the sheer gob. Honestly, fucking, I don't give a shit about my gender. If someone's just like, hey, fucking, you want to stay at home and I'll deal with all that real life shit, fucking hell yes. Please, give me that. I don't care about being a trophy partner. If it means I don't have to do jack shit, I'm fucking down. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. Oh yeah, it said that she held that side of the book. Sorry, I forgot to read that bit. That way, I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's getting warm in here, is it just me? It's actually kind of distracting me. Like, fuck, I'm sitting down and no one can see anything. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Again, she shrunk herself down and is dancing on my eyelashes. Why does she keep doing this? Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. Are you an angel? I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. Hell yeah, give me the chores and go get bossed around for cash. Exactly. Also, if they get enough cash, just get someone else to do chores for you, you know? That's what all rich people do, right? They just get someone else in to clean the house. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a little bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah? Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finished the page before me, so I can turn to my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. This song reminds me of the legend... I've never actually played Spirit Tracks. I don't think I've watched a playthrough of it either. Now I really want to play Spirit Tracks. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Oh, what an intimate exchange! Hey, Yuri? This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses all of the things she says and does. She's afraid she'll do something wrong. Oh god, I am fucking Yuri! Literally, in my, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Alice. In my psych appointment yesterday, the person literally was like, oh, and how do you feel being here with me? And I was like, what do you mean? Have I said something that's made you think I'm not comfortable with you? And they were like, no, you said that you were anxious. That's what I meant. And they were like, what? You constantly, worry that you've said the wrong thing and try and correct yourself for other people, don't you? And I was like, don't expose me like that. How dare you? Yeah, the game does turn darker later. But for now, we're in the light-hearted period, so it's all fine. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they are kind of reminiscent of your mannerisms. I see. Now she's standing like this. We were sitting and now she's standing like this. You bastard! How do you know? Right? And she was like, everything you say as well, you feel like you need to justify it. Like I was saying, like, oh, I had quite a challenging time at school. Because I wasn't the best grades-wise, and this, that, and the other. And then I went on like a 5-minute explanation of why, and she was like, I believe you. You don't need to justify it. And I'm like, I'm not used to people just believing me and not being like, oh, you're making that shit up. I literally remember one of my housemates at uni, who I lived with for 2 years, being like, listen, I wouldn't mind you if you weren't constantly such a liar. What I was apparently lying about was my mental health issues and caring for my mother as a child and all that kind of stuff. They have since given me a very big apology about that. When my best friend Emma then came for a bit and like went back to uni and was like, oh yeah, no, Aaliyah's mum is really fucking ill. Like, she underplays how ill her mum is. And the housemate was like, I'm really sorry I said those things. And I was like, yeah, go fuck yourself. Yuri remained silent for a moment. Sorry, I'll get back to the thing now. But Jeff, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait! I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. I hope your housemate stubs their toe daily. Honestly, fucking same. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort. You've literally said, oh, you're constantly trying to apologise for things, and you seem really self-conscious of this, and oh, you really worry about other people. That's not a compliment, Jeff! Oh my god, go fuck yourself! Bitches get stitches. To the point they don't feel it anymore, and regularly trip because they couldn't tell. They've stubbed it so many times it has to be amputated because they had just a terrible ingrown toenail infection, and now their balance is all off kilter and they just wobble a lot. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone! Gangrene. I hope you get gout, bitch. You deal with that huge lactic acid build-up. Q. Also, I just said, hey, I think it's really cute how you constantly second-guess yourself and say sorry a lot. Wow, okay, good to know that Jeff is really into fucking submissive bitches then. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. Monica said, calm down! Yuri is getting far too moist and not just that drop of sweat on her face. Calm down! The main dude in this is truly, yeah, he really cishet. It's just a cishet male. The worst ones to exist. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thoughts. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer if I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little bit more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright! Oh yeah, Yuri is absolutely down. You should have seen how she looked at Jeff. When she was looking up through her lashes, just like when we were holding the book, having that intimate exchange of pages. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book. Get a bookmark! Put a piece of paper in there, mate. You will not remember. Jeff definitely shares those. I wish I had an anxious girlfriend. And then he gets an anxious girlfriend and he's like, oh my god, why is she so clingy? Why is she asking me so many questions? Why can't she just chill out? Fuck you, Jeff. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? Jeff is the type to get a paper cut on his dick. Listen, he heard that you could make an origami fleshlight. He thought he'd give it a try. She'll be so clingy and love you unconditionally. Ooh. Oh damn, so Jeff is my ex then. I'm very sorry, Alice. Apparently I'm now playing as your ex. I can only apologise.
I can't wait!
Sayori, I realised just now, I've made her sound constantly a bit drunk, so... Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem to first? Monica. Always Monica. I should start with Monica. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem, and I wanted to know I'm putting in effort.
Hi, Jeff. Having a good time so far?
Yeah. I love that bit just that we just heard of the trumpet or piano or whatever it is. They mess up. It goes, instead of going do 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 do, it goes do 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 do, and they just didn't do it again.
Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Always. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Alright, I will keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. If I see a friend's boyfriend sharing the wish I had an anxious partner memes, I'm making a wheel of fortune. 80% break up, kill him. With a post-it note saying, introduce him to cock and ball talk. Yes. Honestly, sounds amazing. Can I have the blueprint? Just in case. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm all settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Don't worry, Jeff.
Oh wow, I'm so out of focus.
Don't worry, Jeff. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all want to get past soon.
Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Jeff. You read that in 2 seconds flat, bitch.
I was going, ooh, in my head while I was reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep.
I wanted to impress you. Well, actually, no, I wanted to impress you, but you weren't one of the options when I was picking words. So I went with Yuri, and I chose long words so that you'd also think I was smart and cute, you know? Remember, kids, murder is okay if they fetishize your mental illnesses, etc. Abso-fucking-lutely. You just take a d20, and if you get below anything, it's break up, and 16 to 20 is kill him, and 1 is CBD. If you get 1, it's just like, well, force him into therapy, change his mind. No, I know you didn't mean it. Sorry, I tried to make a joke.
I guess I underestimated you.
Okay, listen, as quote number something says, it's always way bigger when they see it, they realise how big it is. It's easier for me to keep everyone's expectations low. Yes. Then if you ever do good, people are like, wow, you did amazing. But they keep the bar fucking low. Genius. We love it. We live. We breathe. We stand. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort.
That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Why did you write this for Yuri?
Unlike Sayori, who likes simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, but allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyse the nuance. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. You're not going to be good enough for her, you little bitch! Oh, perfect quote from Monica. Honestly, ich liebe dich. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near... Oh, sorry, I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. Why am I out of focus in this camera? Why? There we go. Why was it not focusing on my face? I hadn't moved my face in ages. I mean, I'd spoken, but still. 2 sides of Monica. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. I won't. I'm gonna stick with Yuri because Monica isn't an option so far, you know? Monica is so passive and condescending. I wanna throw fucking hands. I wanna throw my hands around her shoulders and give her a cuddle. I personally am taking it that she's jealous instead of being passive aggressive, you know? You'd lose so quickly. She could lift us off the ground by the hair. Monica is a beast. I wholeheartedly believe that one of the societies she was a member of was just the MMA society. She can just listen. Jessica Evil Eye ain't got nothing. If that's when I die. So honestly, yeah, being crushed between her thighs sounds like a beautiful way to go. Sorry, by the hair you were saying? Sorry, I got... It could be a while before I feel comfortable doing something like this. MMA boxing club. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. I'm a new thing. Sorry. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Why am I out of focus again? What's it doing? Hello? Here's my face. Focus on my face, please. What's even in the background that it's trying to focus on? How dare it? Getting crushed between her thighs sounds like a great way to go. The best way, honestly. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kind of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. It's me. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. Maybe if I picked random words from all over the place, then I'd get Monica's favourites, you know? Craig is the main contender for me right now. And Joseph. I want to corrupt a Christian youth minister. Craig could also, though, probably crush us between his thighs. Listen, I really like thighs for some reason, apparently. Thick thighs save lives. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. You're not, are you? Trying to impress them? I'll always be happy helping you find what suits you the most. By the way, I'm looking for some strap-ons. Would you like to go to the store with me? I'd fucking love to. Oh, you meant Monica. Yeah, sure, I'll go with her as well. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in a wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes? A noisy neighbour? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No,
I can't see. I reel, blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retina's already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It wasn't too deep. Stretching forever into oh no, it wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realise now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in.
As someone who's dyslexic, I've realised how... Are you talking to other bitches? Yes or no? I don't want to be Monica, but the game won't let me pick you. I'm so sorry. Also, as someone who's dyslexic, wow, I've chosen a lot of reading over the past few days, haven't I? Jeff is going to be ruined by this game. Mentally or physically. Jeff is going to be turned inside out. I would gladly let Monica do it.
So, what do you think?
It's very freeform, if that's what you'd call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
It's okay.
She looks like she's gonna fucking cry.
Yeah, that kind of style's gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful.
So, what was the inspiration behind this one?
Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit.
Monica wrote one of the greatest love letters without specifying who it was about. I mean, Jeff, she's literally saying about how she's staring out at a guy and he's looking... get the hint. An epiphany?
Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes, when you're writing a poem or story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Monica, for that great tip. Monica is madly in love and Jeff is rightfully assuming it's not about him because he's at least somewhat known her for like 4 years. Yeah, it's like she's known him for 4 years and is suddenly he joined her club and she's like, you're the fucking one. We're now going to go for our girl Yuri because she's who we're trying to get. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but ends up covering her whole face. Her eyes recede into her head. She disappears as she becomes one lump of skin. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Her eyes return to her face. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Ha. Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. She's so mean. I've realised I am also Yuri. But then, Alice, I think you're cooler than me, so it can't be me. He was like, oh, you're constantly worried about other people's opinions and you're trying to say things not to upset them. And I was like, wow, I am Yuri. But you're way cooler than me, Alice. Maybe I'm not even cool enough to be Yuri. I am just Jeff. Oh shit, I'm Jeff. My name's Jeff. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. Monica gave us advice on how to draw the most terrifying art, not how to make poems. Just let the pen on the page and go with the flow. Like, Monica, that isn't how you make words. Good point. She didn't say, actually follow word. Just move it around. Do all the things. You're just gonna get back a drawing of what's haunting him. Here's my sleep paralysis demon. I hope you like it. She traces her fingers along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think that the most notable thing I recognise in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and then they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanour totally changes. Really? I couldn't fucking tell from the voice. So here is Yaragul. He's giving advice on the poems. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice, and learning by example, and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologising to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The music has changed. Ooh! The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm. Breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Sorry, I got so close to getting through it without making a face. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. That was fucking beautiful handwriting. Oh, the cursive. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. I think you're pretty. I mean, what? That's a relief. I also liked the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Stop trying to bait me into saying mean things. I said I fucking liked it. I did actually quite like it. Just like, the thing flickers. I flicker back. But in my mind, that's just sort of like, when I'm going along and I see a pigeon and it's sort of walking weirdly and I'll go, whoop, whoop, Anyone else do that? No, just me? Wow, this kid is hardcore goth. I know, right? Wow, 15-year-old Aaliyah would have been madly in love with her. Ugh. I mean, 25-year-old Aaliyah sort of kind of is. No, Monica's my dream girl. Just Monica. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. My other poem from the other week was called Money Smut. I was told it was too much. Something easy to digest, I suppose. I don't know what my sister is cooking, but it smells fucking fabulous. And I am upset because I'm not having it. I'm having something else for dinner. But my God, it smells good. Getting me all hungry. And now she's talking about digesting. Fuck you. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Hoo hoo. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Jeff. Really? She was talking about a fucking streetlight, mate. God, I am dumb. I must have totally missed the point. Yeah, Jeff, you did. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it, after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past. God, I am fucking Yuri. Oh my word. I mean that I am Yuri, not... I wouldn't say no. Shh. And soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. I'm really trying to flirt with her, aren't I? Wow. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Jeff. Sorry, trying to say Jeff in the deadpan voice. Me too. Next, I will go to Sayori because she is my friend. I do not want to go for Natsuki. She is 15. No.
This is a good poem, Jeff. Are you sure it's your first time?
Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? You are now, Jeff, aren't you?
I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really just happy that you wrote one. It reminds me how you're really part of the club now.
Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise.
See? It's like I said before, Jeff. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people, something that only really good people do.
Mate, I am just doing this to try and get my dick wet. I'm very sorry. She thinks it's all pure intentions, when in actuality, Jeff literally thought earlier, God, so many cute girls. We get more time with them. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. She doesn't. Then again, I can't deny that she's a part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all.
Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay?
She's trying to fuck me though. Okay, that will be my way of thanking you. Oh God, I have turned this into a whole new thing. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then.
Yay! Now you're in my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
Well, we'll see about that.
Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you miss me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleep from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above. The sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast.
It does sound like a drunk person wrote this. Sayori. This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this?
No. Just a little bit.
You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question.
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself.
Don't be mean. I still tried my best.
Yeah. I didn't mean to say it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you.
Really?
Yeah. Especially that last line.
I made eggs and toast.
Ah, honestly, Sayori, that sounds fucking beautiful. Even though you were late to school?
It's bad to skip breakfast.
It is bad. Always make sure you eat your breakfast, kids. I'm gonna have a sip. I took a really big sip. I didn't mean to. I tilted my cup more than I expected.
I get all cranky.
Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me.
This was so much fun. Monica's the best.
Monica is the best. Yeah.
But next time I won't forget. I'm gonna write the best poem ever.
Well, I guess I look forward to it. And Natsuki is our last person.
Jeff, if you're not gonna take this club seriously, then go home.
What?
Harsh? What? You expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid?
I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? The kisses are always respectful to start with. If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about?
Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again.
Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess.
Anyway, I gotta share mine now. Knowing you probably think it's stupid. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it. Yeah. Told you that you weren't gonna like it.
I like it.
What? Just be honest.
I am. Sorry, whenever I look over to check that everything's running correctly and I see myself while doing the voice, I can't stop laughing. Natsuki straight back down to the bottom of the food chain. I mean, just because she doesn't like it doesn't, like, and she's like, you didn't even try. And I'm like, bitch, fuck you. How do you don't know my life. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well, because everyone in high school thinks writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff.
See, she's in her first year of high school, so she's like 15. I ain't falling for the creator's tricks, trying to make it all okay. That later on, if you try to date her, you end up like making out with her. She has actual 14-year-old energy. She is tiny. I know. She is, I think, 15, but it is like, are you sure you weren't just put up a couple years in school and you're actually like 12? I'd believe that.
So people don't even take my writing seriously.
But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand. Listen, there's so many darlings for us today that we'll probably be doing multiple playthroughs. So one of these times, we'll come back and put him in the ground! We will beat Brian in that Pokemon battle. I swear to God, I will try everything. I'll read the actual... These are actually poems, not quotes. They're poems that I wrote in those moments about to fully express my situation and how I felt at that time, you know? Yeah, I understand.
But the other nice thing about simple writing is it puts more weight on the wordplay.
I forgot that one. Who needs lube when you have gravy? Thank you, Charlie, for the poutine smut for bringing that into my life. Yep, fully expressed yourself. Yep.
Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but I made it fall flat on purpose. Helps bring out the feeling in the last line.
So you did. Pat. I guess more went into it than I realised.
That's what it means to be a pro!
Why does she have sharp little teeth? Like a fucking cat.
I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humour her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is. I do care. Everyone's of a legal age, though. Your age isn't going to make me treat you any less respectfully. However, I am not going to talk about certain things, if you know, of a certain... I do indeed care that she is underage. I am not trying to flirt with a 15-year-old. If Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. I need to see one of you from the back. Stand by it. Whew! Maybe I should have seen them from the back before I decided which one to flirt with. Oh! No, personality is more important than fucking physiality. Words. I can words. Vampire. It is like a little vampire tooth. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Aaliyah once said, "The kisses are always respectful. Stop." Monica has the best personality and ass. I concur. Have you seen when she does that weird lean thing? Oh, it looks great. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly.
What's with this language?
Eh? Did you say something?
Oh, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy.
Lean, that's throwing it back. I mean, yeah, pretty much. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute.
Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about for the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute?
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. Yes, this is the dad rector's cut. This as well is the Doki Doki dad rector cut. I was trying to say something nice.
You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple of suggestions.
I wasn't looking for If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who I actually liked it.
Dad, literature club. Oh, TikTok has brought out some wonderful things in my life. Just the excuse of me to just be go like, daddy.
Which people did, by the way. So you really liked it, and Jeff did too. So based on that, I'll glad to give you some suggestions of my own. First of all,
excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect to change it anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. That's Monica's brain every time. They're just going around in her head. She's just like, I mean, I hope so. And Jeff liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh my god, the music stopped. This is the first time in the game the music has stopped.
Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
That's not what Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Jeff appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Bye, all eggs! You have a lovely rest of your evening, my dear, and thank you so much for hanging out and stopping by. Enjoy Arcane. Have fun. Bye-bye. And Tsuki's about to get the shit. I know, like it's always the tiny ones who are like, fight me then! And I'm like, I could knock you out in a single punch. You don't want that.
Now do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
I know. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Jeff started growing up.
Oh, damn! She's accusing about padding! Yuri's about to get suspended. Natsuki. Natsuki, that's a little...
This doesn't involve you!
I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly both girls turn towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there. Jeff, she's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true! She started it! If she could just get herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this would have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out of the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Jeff.
Wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. She's absolutely about to pick her up and throw her through a wall. Just fucking roundhouse her. Also, you said throw her through a wall. I thought you were going to say throw her through a window. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it is also a waste. You understand that, right, Jeff? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing. Mate, they both want, you. That's why. But whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. Whoever I agree with will think more highly of me. Yuri. Oh no, she doesn't have to pick Natsuki up to do that. Natsuki, you're right that I like your poem. See? Wait! That's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone else's opinion is different. It's not what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't even take my poem seriously. I understand. Yuri. You're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed. Well, that's... But here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it, and it becomes something really personal. I am fully blagging this. I am chatting shit. I have no idea what I'm doing. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute. I see. I didn't notice that I'm sorry. Ooh. But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Oh no, sorry, I was saying, but Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that... Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things that you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think you should too? Natsuki clenches her fist. I was expecting Monika to walk up to Natsuki, get on her level. And that's enough when she got involved. Imagine she grabs him and just goes, shut the fuck up! You're ruining my chances! You're gonna scare him off! In the end, nobody has taken her side. Get fucked! But don't! You're a child! I didn't mean it like that! She's trapped at this point. Being defiant, only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up feeling bad for her. But I also didn't want to agree with her in case she got the wrong idea about it, you know? Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head. Sayori, she doesn't need to. You know what? I'm gonna do that. Spare me from having to look at all your faces right now. Without warning, Natsuki snatches up her poem from the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumples up the poem with her hands and throws it in the trash. Natsuki, she really didn't need to do that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approach her and sit at the adjacent chair. Sigh. Everything alright? I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now. Her hand... I've just realised how tiny her hands are in proportion to her head. My fucking god, her head is insanely huge. Look at it. Respectfully, shut the fuck up. No, Yuri! How could anyone have not gotten frustrated after being treated like that? Those are anime. They are anime proportions. But fucking still. My hands are tiny. Little baby hands. You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you. Well, alright. I believe you. Thanks, Jeff. You're too kind. I'm thankful to have you a part of this club now. It's nothing. One more thing. That one thing that Natsuki said about, you know, I would never do anything so shameful. Bitch, it ain't shameful. You do what you want with your body. You want to wear like a padded bra or a push-up bra, it makes it look real good. You do that. If it makes you feel good about you, you do you, boo. As long as it isn't, you know, actually harming anyone else, which that isn't. She needs the tiny hands to write the miniature pens the school has. So, eh? What thing did Natsuki say? Well, never mind that. I'm going to make some tea. Ah, good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay? Yeah. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems?
It was a lot of fun.
Well, I'd say it was worth it.
It was alright. Well, mostly.
Jeff, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was neat to talk. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something from your friends too. Yuri, I literally stuffed socks in my calm down.
I know, right? Like, bitch, we've all fucking done it, don't you worry. This, everyone's wanting to look good every once in a while, done something to try and, give them that boost.
Wow, my camera hates me. Sorry, it had focused on me by that point, but I saw a joke, so I went for it. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kind of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can do at least a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with a newfound determination.
Jeff, ready to walk home?
Natsuki and ballpoint. Sure, let's go. So what I think, guys, is that I'm probably going to write our new poem and then end the stream there. We've been going for about 2.5 hours. And also, wow, doing Natsuki's voice has done a number on my throat after a full day in work where I was in and out of meetings and talking non-stop anyway. I need to make it deep still, but not go for the gravelly that I was trying to add in, because that fucking hurt. So we'll write our one more poem for tonight, and then we'll call the stream there. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori? About what happened earlier.
Eh? What do you mean?
You know, between Yuri and Natsuki? Does that kind of thing happen often?
No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you?
Oh my god, I made her shrink! Replace gravelly with husky. I don't quite know how to do that, but I'll do my best. I'll work on it. I'll work on it. No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you.
Phew!
She grew again.
You know, Jeff, it's nice, I guess, spending some time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too.
That's...
Every day is gonna be so much fun.
It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. Lily building their voice acting a bit. Truly, yes. Truly. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Oh, Jeff, you're fucking horrible.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do this. Okay, we're gonna write another poem, and then we're gonna call the stream there. We are going for agonizing, imagination, crimson, happiness, vivacious. Yeah, she likes big words. Affirmative, we know that's her. Hopeless summer chocolate fine. Frightening. Yeah. Parfait. That's like a sweet food, so I think that might actually be entropy. Contamination, unending, depression, contamination. Did I fucking stutter when I called him daddy? I think not. Unrequited? No, shit, I chose the wrong one. Effulgent? My dyslexia doesn't know how to read that, but there we go. Heaven sent, kawaii, misfortune, heaven sent? Yes. Uncontrollable, nightgown. I love that nightgown's a thing to go for. Covered, I know that's her. Sparkle Bunny Wall. Disorient. Wrath. Determination. I'm filled with determination. Monica to Sayori in private. Did I fucking stutter when I... No, so why are these bitches after my man? She's like, did I fucking stutter when I called him that? No, back the fuck off then, bitch. Alone? Shit. Precious. Variance. That would probably be you. Massacre. Melancholy. Intellectual. Oof, I don't know which of these. Electricity? Yes. Whirlwind? Yes. There we go. Okay. I'm going to save in our first slot. And then I'm going to quit here. Oh god, I didn't mean to fully quit the game. Well. I want to go back to the main menu. I am good. Oh, perfect. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Mood, you got an ad. I'm a professional streamer, guys. I didn't just... a gunlock advert. Oh my god. Only in America. Honestly, you need more adverts like that in America, though, apparently. Also, I hope you all liked my Minecraft screensaver. Just some lava. It was pretty lava, what can I say? But yes, thank you everyone so much for being here, for spending some time with me, doing the thing to prevent... I mean, I'm glad that they're trying to prevent it, but also, wow. Wow. Says a lot, you know? That's a good reason to have that ad. Yeah, it's good, like, you want to try and prevent it, but also, wow. You know, it would be a lot, it wouldn't be quite so easy if you guys didn't just have so many guns. Such easy access to a gun. You could just go into a fucking Walmart. Anyway, we're getting off topic here. Thank you everyone so much for joining me. I hope it was okay. I hope people had a nice time. If people are interested, I may play this again more, but from here on it does start to get darker and into the darker themes, so I completely understand if actually everyone's like, it's a bit much, this is fine, I'm happy just leaving it here. I get that. But thank you guys for being here and spending some time with me, you know? Listen, it's been a long day, a long week at work. It's just nice to be able to relax with you guys, have some fun, tell some jokes. Specifically more so Mood telling jokes than me repeating them so that I seem funny. I think I'm comfortable playing it, but I just worry that, you know, for some people it might be too much. Which is why, you know, people, let me know what you think. And if no one does, I'll just play it more and people don't have to turn up, you know? Yeah, I hope everyone has a lovely rest of their morning, evening, afternoon, night, whatever time it may be for you. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. And especially given, you know, the mention of the trigger warnings and stuff, genuinely, people, please do try to look after your mental health. You are so important to me, and your well-being is so important to me, and I love you. And I'm also always here if anyone ever needs a chat. But with that said, have a lovely rest of your amount of time until I next see you again, and I'll give you some kisses. And with that, I say bye-bye.